Today, we are here at the Hurt Factory, home of Scott Cujo and Austin, the native nightmare Deanda. So come on in, buckle up, and let's go. DreKen Talk Show. What's up, and welcome to the DreKen Talk Show, brought to you by Colin White and them good folks over at Scoreboards, Mike Osei and Long Foster, as well as Ronald Rucker and the good people at the Nice and Neat Lawn Care. Today, we got a very special guest. We got Scott Cujo Sigman, formerly number 8 boxer in the world. Scott, what's going on today, brother?
Nothing much, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, Andre.
Man, we appreciate you being here, man. We tell them that anytime somebody doing something positive, the local news or whatever news don't want to pull up, we coming to talk to you about it. And we're going to get you out there, man. We just wanted to talk to you a little bit about you, your career, in the early stages and what you're doing now. So I guess the first question is, Scott, man, what made you want to put on the gloves?
Well, I've actually answered that question a lot through my life. So, when I was younger, I think most kids, they look up to, like, superheroes, Marvel and things like that, X-Men, whatnot. And I was probably about 16 years old, and I was just flipping through the channels, and I believe it was on ESPN Classic, and I seen this man jogging down the road, and there was hundreds of people jogging with him, and they were chanting his name, and I could just see the way they looked at him. He was a real-life superhero, and I later learned that man was Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
And, I often tell people, Muhammad Ali may not have been the greatest boxer of all time, but he was absolutely the greatest man to ever box.
No doubt. And, a lot of people don't understand that, Scott, man. So kind of break that down for them, because I know where you're going with that. But break that down for them with Ali, because, you got this big debate, Floyd, Julio Cesar, Floyd Patterson, whoever was the best, man. You always got those type of comparisons out there in the boxing world. But just break down to the folks about what you mean by the best man in boxing.
Well, often they say you're Mount Rushmore. So, I would have Floyd on my Mount Rushmore because of the way he kind of started to empower the boxers to start, making more money. I'd maybe have Joe Calzaghe on there, who was, 46-0. His father trained him from when he was 5 years old till he was 46-0. He actually ended his career by beating Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones Jr. stateside, which are both incredible accomplishments. And Ali has definitely got to be on my Rushmore, not just because of what he accomplished in the ring, but outside the ring, starting his life as Cassius Clay, obviously realizing the things that he done wrong as a person when he first got into the nation, and then changing his tune. It takes a lot for somebody at that height of their career. Everyone knows him, and he said some things that were not true and were incorrect, and he realized it was wrong once he went to his holy land, and then he left. And of course they killed Malcolm for that as well, and he still left anyway. But just what he meant during the civil rights era, I feel like Ali doesn't get enough credit during the civil rights era.
Yeah.
He won the gold medal at the Olympics. I believe it was 60 or 64. I think it was 60. I think Frazier was 64 and Foreman was 68. And he came back and he sat down in a coffee shop in Louisville, Kentucky, with the gold medal around his neck, and they refused to serve him because he was black.
Yeah.
He famously threw it into the river. And then years later, once he had Parkinson's, to see him light that Olympic torch, it was just incredible. The things, I don't know that there will be another human in the next 100 or 200 years that does the things that Ali did with sport. People have compared Kaepernick to it and things like that. And I'm all for social justice issues. It would have been different, though. It would have been like if Colin Kaepernick was the greatest athlete on earth when he did those things.
Yeah.
But Ali, he sacrificed the title. He went to jail. And, there's a video of him. He's just driving down the road. The police are trying to talk this man off of jumping out the building. He stops the car. He jumps out of the car. He runs to the building. He goes up the building. It's like 60 stories. He talks the man off the ledge. Not only does he talk him off that moment, he follows up with him for the weeks following that to make sure the guy's all right. I mean, this guy is just every story you hear about him, the more you learn about him, the more incredible he gets.
No doubt. That's dope, man. Now, Scott, man, you ain't no pushover, bro. I mean, your reputation speaks for itself, man, and it's a lot of boxing fans around here that just don't know how or who to look for or where to find it at, man. But, like I said, pushover. You had a lot of great fights, but just talk to us a little bit about your earlier years when you was coming up, the grind, the things you had to go through, the people, the doubts. Just talk to us a little bit about that stuff.
Yeah, so first started having dreams of boxing when I was 16. Started boxing at 18 in the amateur club in Roanoke. Mostly did my own thing around here. Was renting a karate dojo at night, running a boxing class there, but I was still working full-time at the Y. I was barely getting by. I started printing postcards with me on it, saying I was going to turn pro. I would stand outside of Buffalo Wild Wings and other restaurants and hand those postcards out, trying to develop a following. When people hear you're going to be a boxer from here and this and that, they got all their doubts. There's a lot of haters. It's easy. Haters are always the loudest.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
So
you hear them the most.
It was hard. I won the Golden Gloves for Virginia. Then I won the USA Boxing State Championship for Virginia. And it started becoming a little more real to people. I started telling them I was going to be pro. They were like, oh, you'll never do it, blah, blah. And I beat a guy that was 3-0 in my pro debut. I was supposed to lose. I believe I was 5-1 when I had my first main event here at the Lynchburg Armory. And, 1,000+ people came to that fight. And that's when I realized the community was really going to get behind me. I was constantly in newspapers. All the networks were covering me. So it started to become real. I believe I was 8-1 or 9-1. I went to Baltimore and fought this guy that was 19-2, and I lost to him. And this guy that I had just met came to it, and he organized these bus trips for me and whatnot for my fans. We took like 300 or 400 people up there to Baltimore. So I was like, this guy's going to be legit helping me. Like, he really loves me. And after I lost, I didn't hear from him for a few weeks, and I thought to myself, I'll probably never hear from this guy again. That man is like a father figure to me. His name's Charles Crumpler. He actually started a management company specifically to help me move my career called Immortal Sports Management. And, if I was manageable and coachable, I would have listened to him. I would have went way further than I did. But he still empowered me to take over my career. He let me become a full-time boxer. And then the community embraced me. Multiple other people from around here, small business owners, pitched in and helped me. I would have never made it without the people in Lynchburg and Forest getting behind me and Charles teaching me how to harness those people to help me live my dreams.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, Scott. Like I said, your name is known around these areas, and like, it really got to go into other parts of the city, to the other side of town, on the south side, on the north side. Everybody started, oh, this guy right here is for real. And then once they saw you fight Kelly Pavlik, I think that's when everybody really started paying attention to what you had going on. Now, a lot of people, Scott, Cujo fans, they know you coming all the way up, and they knew how good that you were. But you were able to pretty much cross a whole culture line. And when I say the south side, I'm in the hood area, hooded areas. Oh, y'all heard about that white boy, Cujo? And I was telling you earlier, I talked to my guy, Roy Jones. I asked him about you, and I told him, yeah, you fought a guy from my hometown. He was like, first thing he said, man, that's a tough white boy. And, stuff like that and stories you hear like that, it make you feel good that it's somebody from your area. Now, a lot of people might think, well, it's just local, but you're not no local talent. You've been fighting on ESPN. You've been fighting across seas. And your record, pushover. It ain't like you going in the ring and people just warming up on you. Like, they got to come to fight. Just talk to them about the attitude that you bring to the ring once you fight some of these folks that look at you and like, oh, he's just a stepping stone.
Well, in the beginning, I was unbreakable. I believe maybe I was 21-2 or 21-3 or something. I won the World Boxing Council United States Championship. I fought a British guy who was 11-3, and I won by third round knockout down in Greensboro. And he was managed by John Gotti Jr. Actually, it was crazy. I got to meet him. I wasn't expecting that. I'm glad that. I'm glad nothing bad happened after I beat this guy. Nah, John was really nice when he met me in the back after the fight. But there was a time when I thought I was unbreakable. But like I said, I was uncoachable. I was unmanageable. I took some losses. The Pavlik loss was hard. I really thought I was more than I was. And they tried to tell me, I need this coach and I need this spar. And, I was running through heavyweights at 168. So I was like, oh, there's no 168 in the world. But there were guys that were equal to or greater talents than me, and they had the real coaching. And, I had to learn, like I said, I had to learn the hard way, but that's one of the pluses. Like I said, we're really here to talk about Deanda, not just me, but that's one of the things about Deanda. This kid is equally or greater talent than me, and he's smart enough, and he's checked his ego in ways that I could not early on. And when I tell him something, that's the law to this kid. And I know that that's going to get him all the way.
No doubt. And, yeah, we were, like I said, we just wanted to build up and let everybody that didn't know who you was and didn't know your reputation and that you're a legit person, you're a legit boxer, and now at this point, you're a legit trainer. So, just talk to us a little bit more about the kid, man.
Yeah, well, so, just to legitify it, like I said, former World Boxing Council rating of number 8, 36 wins, 15 losses, 1 draw. I think I avenged 2 of the losses. I think one of the guys was like 22-3, the other one was like 13-0, and they beat me. I ended up coming back and beating those guys. All the other guys that beat me were either former or would-be world champions, and 2 of them, I'm not sure if Kelly's in the International Boxing Hall of Fame yet, but he will be.
No,
and, of course, Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest ever, lace up the gloves. And also to touch on something you said about culturally, I think boxing intermixing with so many different creeds, so many different races, so many different levels of wealth. You see the poorest guy trying to get out, or I'm not saying Austin is poor by any means, but they're a working class family, and this kid is going to be able to change generation of people's lives.
Wow.
And like I said, boxing has just made me empathetic to so many different types of people that I didn't know how to put myself in other people's shoes. Now, coming from body camp, obviously, you used the word hood. That was my hood. But I guess my perspective. I realized this the other day when I was watching the Michael Vick documentary. I was upset. I was a dog lover, but I let it go, and he paid his debt to society, and he's still doing things for dogs, and he's not even in the limelight anymore, so he doesn't have to do that. He really means it.
Exactly.
But seeing the way that those people hate him and why they hate him, when I was growing up in body camp and Michael Vick came on, we all loved him.
Yeah.
But see, that was my culture. Those were my people.
No doubt.
Right? So I was sheltered, but in a different way.
Okay.
Right? So when I got out and I got to see the way the world was. When I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, and I went to a pro fight, I remember I bought a ringside ticket, and I went and sat in the ringside. And I sat down, and this black gentleman, he had a cowboy hat on. He turned and looked at me and said, "Boy, I think you're in the wrong section." And I looked, and I realized I was the only white dude in the section. I looked over, and all these white dudes was over here, and they was mean mugging me. I was like, man, this is really strange. I was about 18 or 19 years old, and I was like, I can't believe this kind of shit's still happening.
No doubt.
But I looked at him, I said, hey, man, do you mind if I stay here? And he was completely fine, and they were all nice to me after that.
That's dope.
So, it's a shame people are that way.
It is, bro. It really is. It
but
really is.
But I think boxing has a way of, although it's just like soccer, it can bring out the worst in people too.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see, what was it I told Owen the other day? People can find all kinds of ways to let you down, but in boxing, sometimes they find the most surprising ways to make you happy.
No doubt. No, I like that. And I'm going to tell you, Scott, one thing that I like I said, I follow you. And one thing, you're a no-nonsense type guy. I've watched you going back and forth with guys that try to make it seem like you were scared to box them, but at the end of the day, their promotion was ducking you. It was a lot of fighters on the rise that was ducking you, period. And, you called them out on it. And one good thing about that I see in your next step, in your next phase into what you're doing while you in training Austin is, I think you're going to have that same type of attitude, that same type of backing, and you're going to put him out there, and you're going to put some of these folks on notice that's trying to duck him too. So talk to us a little bit about how you manage, those folks that, all they doing is chirping.
Yeah, the kind of guy I was, I just wanted to fight. When there was times when I could have fought anybody because I had to follow, and I could have fought anybody I wanted to. And like I said, I got myself beat a couple of times with guys that were 13-0 and whatnot. There'll come a time with that for Austin. He's already had offers to fight on TV. I haven't even told him about them because he's going to do what I say because he trusts me. But it's the one good thing about me making decisions for him and not himself. See, I think he could probably go on ESPN and get him a win, but he could lose right now too. See, he's still in the baby steps. Yeah. So we're in the process of fighting guys that are like 7-20, 10-10, because he's learning on the job. A kid with no amateur experience. He's barely been in the gym over a year, but like I said, man, he was knocking out pros in here within 3 weeks of joining the gym. It was crazy. Yeah. So I knew that I had a special talent, and I thank God every day for entrusting me to guide this kid, and I'm not going to let him make the same mistakes that I did. I'm going to make sure too that he's getting hard spar and he's gradually stepping up. So when he gets his moment on that world-class stage, he's not going to fail. I tell him every day, he does something great and he crushes his sparring partner, or it's close, or it's good enough. And I tell him, look, we're not training for this. We're training for the world-class guys, and this still has to get better. That's my dreams for him, is to ultimately succeed in the places that I failed.
And I'm going to tell you, bro, you got just sitting here talking to you, looking in your eyes, man, I can tell you mean it. And I can tell that you got this kid's best interest at heart. And it's to be commended because you see the pitfalls that could happen with rushing. You see the pitfalls that could happen with not, kind of getting some of these things going on. But, man, Scott, like you said, you've had a great career as a boxer, and the way it sounds is you're going to have a great career as a trainer as well, man. And what we want to do is just, man, talk to you just a little bit about anything that you want the people to know about yourself, your business, as well as Austin over there.
Oh, yeah, the Hurt Factory Boxing and Fitness, we train kids, older individuals. We have a lot of female clients, mostly just using boxing for fitness. We also have some up-and-coming fighters. I got Coleman Dawes, who's 17, who's going to be making his pro debut shortly after he turns 18. He's one of the guys that spars with Austin. I'll be his manager. I advise a guy who trains at multiple gyms who hopefully will be here to spar Austin today, Justin Gunther, who's 3-2. But don't be fooled by his record. This guy was one of my sparring partners, so this guy's a dog. He's far superior to his record. I got Owen Hilton, who graduated from Brookville. He's 21 years old. I got that right. I always say he's 20 because I met him when he was so young. But he's a 4-1 bantamweight. I like him to be more active, but, he's had some injuries, and also fighting at that 112 to 118 weight class is very difficult. And then, of course, my favorite boxer that I've ever seen fight, Austin Dionda, 5-0, soon to be 6-0. We're going to keep him real active this year. I'll probably get him to fight almost every month until he's about 10-0. We'll stay with these journeyman type opponents, making sure he's picking up the skills, passing the tests. He'll be 19 soon. But like I've told everyone, before his 20th birthday, he will achieve the highest height that I did in my entire career before his 20th birthday. He'll either be the NABF, which is the National Association, North American Boxing Federation champion. We don't know if he's going to fight at 54 or 60 yet, or he'll be the WBC, USNBC champion before his 20th birthday. But in his 11th or 12th fight, we'll be having him fighting guys that are 10-2 or 15-2 or something like that. I want him to pick up the skills. I don't want to rush him, but it's very important for me to get him in those bigger fights sooner than later. But he is going to slow down. Once he gets to that 10-round level, we're fighting an 8-rounder. In his 6th fight, we'll probably fight 6s and 8s up until he's 10-0. God willing, he gets to 10-0. Mm-hmm. And in his 11th fight, he'll step up to a 10-rounder. We'll slow down to 2 or 3 fights a year then.
No doubt. Well, hey, again, we've been here with Scott Cujo Sigman. Hey, we're not talking about a journeyman. We're talking about a legit, bona fide boxer, number 8 in the world. He has the resume to prove who he is, and we just looking forward to what you got going on in your next segment in your career, which is the training. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, And we're going to come back with the man, Austin, the Nightmare, Dionda. All right, we back on the DreKen Talk Show, and I made a mistake before we went out. I didn't put all of his name in it. It is the native Nightmare, Mr. Deanda. What's going on, brother?
Not much, same old, just doing myself.
Hey, this kid right here is the phenom, straight out of Amherst, Virginia, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, 5-0 as a professional boxer at 18 years old. No real amateur background. You just got in, hooked up with Scott, and just started working. Just talk to us a little bit about how you were able to go from no amateur background to being a 5-0 professional fighter.
Well, it started when I was a kid. I was about 13 years old. I'd always watch boxing with my father. My father had a little amateur background back in the day, and I wasn't in the best shape. I was a little fat kid. Everybody thought I wasn't going to be nothing. Started wrestling to help me lose weight, to get my confidence back. Just started looking around for gyms, wanting to be something to get out of that. You're never going to do nothing. You're not going to accomplish anything. They always thought I'd be arrested by the time I was 18, in and out of trouble. I found Cujo. Like he said, first week being here, I sparred. I knocked out 2 guys. I was in the gym for a while, and then Scott sparred me, and you know how that goes. He roughed me up a little bit, and we're here now.
We all take our bumps and bruises, bro, but, man, it's just a remarkable story about, where you've come in just such a short period of time. And it's just like we're going to support you. We're going to make sure everybody know about the native Nightmare, Austin Dionda. But let's get back to back to the conversation as far as what made you want to box. Was it your dad, or was it just you seeing different boxing going on?
Mostly my father. My father always wanted me to do what was best for me, guided me the right way, keeping me out of trouble. I wanted to give back to my parents and give back for what they had done for me for my childhood. I just want to give back to everybody that's always given to me. I want to open doors for people, be somebody that they could look up to, and just guide everybody the right way.
No doubt. Now talk to us about Cujo. Like I said, I heard you say he found you and he was, everything's been going up from there. Just talk to us about what he's meant to you and the direction that you guys are trying to go.
Well, it's definitely an honor to have Cujo in my corner. I felt like I wasn't going to be good enough to come in the gym and to even be a professional. Cujo saw something in me. He brought a couple guys in to come look at me. Charles Crumpler and Chris England, that owns the clubhouse. And they looked at me, and they thought they saw something special in me too. And ever since then, Cujo's always been in my corner, never let me get in trouble, always guided me the right way. And it came more of him being my manager. It came into a bond of a friendship. And I talked to him about everything, where I feel like I need to improve on. He keeps it real with me, regardless of the situation, if it's going to hurt my feelings or not.
No doubt, man. Hey, the brutal, honest truth. It hurts sometimes, but it's effective. Man, and just sitting here talking to you, man, I just feel a calm about you. You just got this calm about you, man. And for some reason, I think, and just watching some of your stuff on YouTube, man, it almost translates into the ring. It's like, I'm a boxing fan, so I watch some of these guys that's coming in. They go in, but you look in control, man. You look cool. You look calm. Just talk to us about how that demeanor helps you in the ring.
Wrestling most definitely transferred over. The discipline, the weight, watching the weight, just the determination to want to be the best. And, most people go in there and they'll rush everything, and you don't learn anything off of that. And the calm demeanor, I don't know where that comes from. It's just natural. I've learned, when you get reckless, you start to make mistakes. Like when people get upset in a sparring, they get mad, they just start going crazy, and then they end up getting hurt. There ain't no point in doing that. You want to take your time, be calm, be collective, and do what you got to do to get the mission done.
No doubt. Now, you got a big one coming up here with the 26th of this month. Is it the 26th of this month? Or okay. So you got a big one coming up, man. Just talk to us a little bit about your preparation for this fight and what will a win do for you and your career?
Well, like Cujo said, hopefully we go to make it 6-0, and that's what I'm determined to do. Been hard sparring, training nonstop. Just to add another win to my belt would just be amazing. I don't have many friends and family that support me. You know, they say that they're there, but really not. And you know, it's more of the fake love than anything. And they just see that I'm not. It's just a little hobby that I'm doing. It ain't nothing serious, but I'm here to show them that it's serious. And then when they need me, I ain't gonna be there. Cause when I needed them, they weren't there.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That fake love, a lot of times is the fuel that you need to get over the hump. Not necessarily that you care about the situation, but hey, I know when you in that ring, sometimes you probably think, you know, like, hey, these folks think I can't do it. And is that part of your motivation and driving factor?
Most definitely just want to, like, you know, kick everybody in the face that always said I wasn't gonna be nothing. I was just a little fat kid and wasn't gonna be nothing. Never was gonna accomplish anything in my life. Just here to kick all of them in the face and tell them, nah, you know, that's not who I was. This is who I am today, and I'm gonna be like this for the rest of my life.
No doubt, man. I'm telling you, man, you're an impressive young man. And, you know, I'm sitting here talking to an 18-year-old, and look, it seems like I'm talking to a seasoned veteran, man. And it's just, it's great. One thing about me, we'll pull up anywhere. If you're doing something positive, you're doing something great, man, we're going to come and we're going to put you out there. Like I said, we going to support you. We're going to pump you up. You know, whatever we can get, any type of footage we can get that coach let us put on, we're going to put it on there, man, because, like, for real, I believe in you. I'm about looking somebody in the eyes and seeing exactly where they coming from, man. And you and your coach today, man, y'all are real, and y'all got a mission that y'all about to accomplish. But one thing I want to know, well, I want you to let the viewers know, give us some of your handles as far as your Instagram, if you got Instagram, or how can we follow you? How can we support you?
You can find me on Facebook, you know, Austin Deanda, Deanda. My Instagram is Native Nightmare 434. I got a lot of people that follow me on there. I'm not big on social media, you know. I don't got a lot of followers. I don't got a lot of fan base people following me and stuff like that.
G. That's gonna change.
You can find me at, you know, Austin Deanda on Facebook or Native Nightmare 434 on Instagram. No spaces are capitalized.
Man, that's dope, man. And in closing, bro, just talk to the people and just let them know what you want to know. Because for real, like, you got me in here, and I'm sitting there like I'm looking at one of the next world champions. And hey, DreKen Talk got him first. So, hey, bro, I mean, like I said, you're impressive, man. And if there's anything else you want to say to the people, man, just let it be known. Whatever you want to say, you say it how you want to say it. You let it be known how you want to let it be known, and we're going to rock with it.
I really appreciate y'all coming out and talking to me, you know, doing y'all's time to come interview me. It means a lot. I just want everybody to know from Lynchburg, from Amherst, that I'm going to be something, and I promise you I'm going to be a world champion, and that's what I told my mom, and that's what I'm going to stick to.
Hey, DreKen Talk. What's the day, Greg? It's February the 5th at about 10:30 a.m. at the Hurt Factory Boxing. You heard it first. You looking at the next world champion. And I don't think I'm wrong. I'm willing to bet on it that we are looking at one of the next world champions. And like Coach said, man, you got a chance to do something to be better than him years earlier, man. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to Cujo, man. And if there's anything we ever can do for you, just let us know. This has been DreKen Talk. We with the Native Nightmare. We with Cujo. We out here at the Hurt Factory. Buckle up, come on in, and we'll holler back. Thank you guys for watching DreKen Talk. Be on the lookout for more exclusive content. Like, share, subscribe. DreKen Talk out.